Okay, so today I'm going to show you what I did to secure my Arch Linux. So I've done this before on Mint. So what I have done, I've pretty much used Kicksecure. Let me just open that. So I used Kicksecure and all their features and settings to secure my Arch. I think they have the best setup for this. So to implement their stuff is just a given, really, because they are quite thorough. I mean, there is a wiki in here and you can follow along, or you can do this by yourself, just inputting the commands and all that, but it takes forever. So I just created a script that will just dump all those commands on Arch and install it. If there's any errors, it will try to sort it out, or it will just skip it and give you a message. So let's go to my Arch. So I have an Arch VM, but I have an actual Arch that I'm running on a different machine. So on this one, I'm just doing the testing. So let's check the script. Why not? There's my backgrounds, that's for sure. Okay, so I've saved it in home. Right, here it is. Let's just open it with Kate. So if you don't want to run a script, you can just pretty much read through it and see that check all the commands that I'm using and manually put them in. But I'll create a blog where I'll just dump all the commands in there, and you can just put all the commands in manually to actually do this. But I'm not gonna do this manually, so that's why I've created the script really to do this for me. So let's open command prompt and I just want to show you how this looks. So it's not going to install much. It's going to reinstall some of the stuff. But if it's already on your system, it will skip that steps. Right, so that one should still be in here, I think. Here it is. So harden arch.sh, that's the script. So I can just run it. Right, you can just read through that. It's just to welcome you. It's gonna run through this. So on your system, if this stuff is not already enabled, then it will ask you for each one. It will ask you, do you want to install it? Yes or no. So I think that's better, asking the user if it wants to do it instead of just installing it, because you might not want some of this stuff. But I think everything is good. Everything should be installed. So what is the first one? Let's go all the way up. Right, so you can see that I've installed pretty much most of the stuff. So when it's done and you run the script again, it will actually check if the stuff is installed, and it will list it here, showing you that all the stuff that's already configured and installed. So let's go through the list. So AR helper, yay. So it's just good to have that on your system anyway, so it installs yay. Right, and then the PAM file lock configuration, home folder permissions, umask. Okay, it goes through all of this, even installs rootkit detection, RK Hunter, and so on. And then I've added time shift, because you might want to back up your system before you run this. So if you don't have time shift, it will install it for you. Run a time shift. Let me see if I have time shift on here now. Oops. Yeah, there it is. So it's a good thing to just run time shift quickly, make a snapshot, and then run this script. Okay, so let's continue. We'll show you all the stuff that's installed, all the features targeted for installation. All right, and then it will show you timeshift already installed, FireGel. Okay, so here we can actually check. So the firewall is already installed and active. Skipping further configuration, so I've obviously installed it already. Same for this user account privilege in the wheel group. Bam, fail lock. And then folder permissions. Okay, so all these are installed already. So it will get to the bootloader because in my system, do you want to recommend hardening parameters for your kernel command line? Let's say yes. So it's going to complain on my system because it can't find a bootloader. It's using systemd boot. I think it's going to be fine with grub. So obviously just say yes. LKRG. So you can just read all the output if it gives you an error message. It might show you a solution or what you need to do. So I'm just gonna say yes there. And then I'm just gonna continue. AppArmor. So I want to install AppArmor. So it is installed, but it's got some profile issues. So I don't know what it is. So yes. Secure boot, obviously secure boot is a completely different scenario, so it will explain to you how that works and what you need to do. Right, and then entropy enhancement, just say yes, done that. Console lockdown, yes. A reboot, okay, and that's it, it's done. So it will list, so this is a summary. Hardening process summary. Here's a summary of your security features addressed by this script. Everything that's installed and is working. And here it will list all the stuff that it couldn't do for some odd reasons. You can just read through that and maybe just manually sort that out. It will ask you to reboot because some of this stuff needs a reboot. So you can either say yes or no. So I'm going to say no. And that's that. You can manually test if this stuff actually installed. If you don't trust the script, you can just check it manually. But I've checked it manually and it's all there. So yeah, now my Arch is pretty secure, running all this stuff. And yeah, I'm good. I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, so this is Kicksecure features and settings to secure your Arch Linux, specifically Arch Linux. I don't think this will run on a Debian based system. It has to be adapted. Well, it doesn't have to be adapted. Kicksecure is based on Debian, so you can just run the Kicksecure stuff straight. But say Fedora, some of the stuff might need to be changed, especially if you install stuff. So obviously you don't need Yay, but yeah, they've got different package managers and so on. So that's it. Yeah, good.